Iapetus was not driven by the quiet contemplation of Creus, nor the radiant ambitions of Hyperion. He was a being of sharp contrasts, a force that did not bend but rather cleaved through existence, seeking to define boundaries and limits where there had previously been only fluidity. While the other titans connected, illuminated, or nurtured, Iapetus wielded the power of distinction, of separation, and of determination. He emerged from my core as a force with a relentless, uncompromising purpose. Iapetus did not merely seek order, he sought definition. He understood that for anything to truly exist, it must be bound by limits, by edges. He was not satisfied with the endless expanse of my formless being. He wanted to shape it, to carve it. In him, I felt a desire to impose purpose on creation, to carve through uncertainty and create a foundation upon which all things could stand firm. Born from Gaia and Uranus, Iapetus was a titan who carried with him the fire of his father's steadfast resolve and the deep grounding force of his mother. Yet he was neither light nor earth. His realm was one of will, the force that compels boundaries and shapes actions. In Iapetus, I saw not a contemplative being but an executor of intent, one whose very existence would bring both freedom and consequence to those who followed him. He was not concerned with dominance over others. Rather, he was obsessed with the ability to define oneself, a concept both powerful and perilous. As I observed him, I saw that Iapetus's influence would not remain limited to his own existence. His legacy was destined to be one that would ripple through generations. It was through his lineage that the first beings with the power to shape destiny would emerge, beings who would know both the triumph of creation and the consequences of their actions. His sons, Atlas, Prometheus, Epimetheus, and Menoetius, would inherit his drive and purpose, but each would channel it differently, setting into motion the dramas of gods and mortals alike. In Atlas, I saw Iapetus's legacy of endurance, the will to bear burdens and to stand firm, regardless of the weight of existence. Atlas was the one who would hold up the heavens, his strength a direct reflection of Iapetus's own ability to impose structure. In Prometheus, Iapetus's gift of foresight would live on, the desire to challenge and to bring knowledge to mortals, regardless of the consequences. Epimetheus would carry his father's impulsive spirit, acting without foresight, and his choices would echo through the ages, shaping the lives of gods and mortals alike. Menoetius, fierce and defiant, would channel Iapetus's wrath, representing the darker side of determination, the rage that arises when boundaries are crossed. Unlike the other titans who accepted their place in the cosmic order, Iapetus was constantly aware of his power to change, to influence. He was not content to merely be. He needed to act, to challenge, to impose. It was not in his nature to sit idly by as existence unfolded. He sought to shape it actively, to test the limits of power and consequence. I watched as he moved through the cosmos with a boldness that bordered on recklessness, unafraid to push the boundaries of creation itself. Where others found harmony, Iapetus found opportunities for transformation, for the birth of something new and unprecedented. Yet, as the great conflict between the Titans and Olympians loomed on the horizon, I saw Iapetus's resolve harden. He was no mere spectator to the shifting power structures around him. To him, the coming war was not only a struggle for dominance, but a test of conviction, a chance to define who would rule and who would submit. Iapetus did not fear the Olympians or their rebellion. He understood that conflict was an inevitable part of existence, a necessary force to ensure that limits were understood and boundaries respected. During the war, I watched as he fought not for the sake of the Titans' rule, but to uphold his own ideals. Every clash, every struggle, was a reflection of his belief in the power of intent, the necessity of boundaries, and the consequences that came with crossing them. In Iapetus, I saw a reminder of the potential within my own depths, the power of a being driven not by whim, but by a determined, unyielding force of will. As the Titans fell, and the Olympians rose, Iapetus's fate became intertwined with that of his children, especially Prometheus and Atlas. While Prometheus would rebel against the Olympians to gift fire to mortals, bearing the weight of his father's legacy of defiance and consequence, Atlas would be condemned to bear the heavens, a punishment that mirrored Iapetus's own drive to carry the burden of definition and structure. Even as the Titans faded, Iapetus's legacy endured, shaping the choices of those who inherited his strength. In the aftermath of the Titans' fall, Iapetus's influence remained. I watched as his descendants carried forward his spirit, his legacy of resilience and determination woven into the fabric of existence. Where gods and mortals sought their own paths, Iapetus's presence lingered, a reminder that freedom comes with responsibility, that actions carry consequences, and that the power to shape destiny is both a gift and a burden. His story was not one of easy victories or simple power. It was a testament to the weight of purpose, the responsibility of choice, and the unyielding force of will. In Iapetus, I saw the embodiment of intent, the force that cuts through chaos and brings purpose to the infinite. While other titans sought to rule realms or illuminate the cosmos, Iapetus sought the power to shape existence itself. His legacy was one of determination, of challenge, and of consequence, a reminder that true power lies not in what one can claim, but in what one dares to create. Through him, the universe understood that existence was not simply given, it was forged.